In the world of precious metals, it's always felt like a one-horse race. It's gold first, and then silver way, way back in second place. But what if that's all changing? It looks like the underdog is finally making some really serious moves, and today we're diving right into that great divide. And yeah, that brings us to the big question, the one we're going to tackle in this explainer. After centuries of basically being in gold shadow, can silver finally actually outshine the yellow metal? Okay, let's just jump right into the numbers because honestly, they're pretty wild. If we look at the data, you can see how both metals have been doing. Now, check out the 3-year returns. Gold is up a huge 139%. That's amazing, right? But then you look at silver, and it's surged by 173%. The white metal has been kind of quietly leaving gold in the dust.
So to really get what's going on here, you have to respect the champ first. We need to break down exactly why gold has been wearing the crown for so long. And really, gold's advantages are pretty clear. I mean, it's the ultimate safe haven whenever things get rocky. The market for it is incredibly deep, so it's super easy to buy and sell. It's a cornerstone for central banks all over the world, and for investors like you and me, it's always been the go-to for long-term stability. And here's a perfect real-world example of that, something Navneet Damani pointed out. After the invasion of Ukraine, when Russia's currency reserves were frozen, it sent this huge shockwave through the global financial system. Central banks everywhere got a scary reminder that paper money has risks, which just made gold, this sanction-proof, totally reliable asset, look even better. Okay, so now let's pivot to the challenger, because silver has a kind of secret weapon, something that is completely changing its entire story and fueling this incredible run we're seeing. And boom, there it is. This chart gets right to the heart of it. A massive 59% of all silver demand now comes from industrial use. We're not just talking about jewelry and coins anymore. Silver is literally being put to work, building the things that run our world.
So where is all this demand coming from? Well, you could say it's coming from the future. Silver is absolutely critical for solar panels. It's inside our electric vehicles. It's essential for 5G components. And yeah, it's even in the AI and data centers powering our digital world. The entire green energy transition is literally being built with silver.
And this is the bottom line. This explosion in demand has created a serious supply crunch. The world needs more than 35,000 tons of silver a year, but we just can't dig it out of the ground fast enough. That leaves us with an annual deficit of almost 4,000 tons. That is a huge structural problem for the market.
This fundamental shift in what drives silver means that the old ways of comparing it to gold, well, they might be broken. So the question becomes, are the old rules changing for good?
For decades, investors have used this one simple tool, the gold-silver ratio, or GSR. It's just the price of gold divided by the price of silver, and it was always used as a quick way to see if one metal was maybe overvalued or undervalued compared to the other. So right now, that ratio is sitting at 72.2. But what's really important here isn't the number itself. It's the trend. It's fallen and fallen fast from over 81 just a little while ago. And that drop is telling us one thing loud and clear. Silver's price has been climbing way faster than gold's.
I absolutely love this quote from Samit Guha. He says the GSR is becoming less of a crystal ball and more of a compass. Think about that. It can't perfectly predict the future anymore, but it can give you a general sense of direction. And why is that? Because these two metals are now navigating by completely different stars. And this right here is the absolute core of it. The old relationship is breaking down because they're playing two different games now. Gold is all about the big picture, macroeconomics, interest rates, geopolitical chaos. But silver? Silver is marching to the beat of its own drum, a drum made of industrial supply, demand, and new technology.
Okay, so let's tie all of this together. It's time to step into the ring and see if we can reach a final verdict. Gold versus silver. What's the call?
All right, here's the tale of the tape, side by side. In gold's corner, you've got its timeless strengths, right? The safe haven demand, the central bank buying, its power during uncertain times. And then in silver's corner, you have these incredible new drivers, that explosive industrial demand, its key role in the green transition, and that undeniable supply shortage.
But here's where the expert consensus lands, and Akshay Kamboj puts it perfectly.
Even though silver's industrial story offers some amazing growth potential, it just isn't a replacement for gold's fundamental role in the system. It's not a dependable safe haven in the same way.
So the verdict is in, and no, it's not a knockout. Silver is not about to replace gold as the world's go-to safe haven asset. That's just not what's happening.
What we're actually seeing here is an evolution. We've got two metals with two totally different missions now. Gold is still that reliable safe haven, the choice for stability, and silver has become this industrial workhorse, the choice for growth potential. So what experts are saying now is that investors should really think about both, depending on what their own financial goals are. And that really leaves us with one final big question to think about. As the world charges ahead into this green digital economy, is your portfolio built for that industrial future, or is it still just built for the safe haven of the past? It's definitely something to consider.